Hello everyone, this is actually me re-recording a theory video. I say that because this will actually have relevance later, but this is a theory on Jack Jack, which you can tell by the title, so that part was redundant. But this is about Jack Jack having a secret power that no one has realized up until this moment. For, I'm going to say, the most part. Maybe someone else has thought about this, but I haven't seen anyone talk about this at all. So, first, this is the powers that he already has. This is 15 powers, and I did see, like, a list of 17. I forget what the other two were, but I couldn't find, like, a clear example of what they consisted of, so I have this as a list of 15. But yeah, he's got a bunch of powers, but I think he has another power that's not on this list. That power is super intelligence. I'm gonna have it muted just because I'm worried about copyright reasons, but for starters, he has a clear personality. Like, that is outright a clear personality, which, that's pretty advanced. Also, he is a 1-year-old. I saw somewhere that his age is, he is 1-year-old. He is fully walking. Also, wait, he's capable of holding a lollipop in his hand. Like, I feel like there's a lot of, like, motor functions being used there. He pointed. He just pointed. Okay, he can use biometric stuff. Like, he understands that. He speaks into a microphone. He doesn't actually speak with words because he's a baby, but he understood how that device worked. So, that's a lot. And then, somewhere in this scene, they say that he responds to Mozart. I'm gonna unmute briefly just to show that they say that.
I often work to music, and I noticed the baby responds to it as well. Specifically, Mozart. I blended Kevlar with carbide
He's
for durability
dancing!
under duress and cotton for
He is already
comfort.
dancing to
Interwoven with these
Mozart!
fabrics are a mesh-
Like, not only does he like Mozart, which I think that is, like, a well-known thing, is like, oh yeah, people, like, have their babies listen to Mozart as, like, a way of helping them, and I don't think that's been proven to help with intelligence, but I don't know, that gets into, like, a weird Mythbuster territory, almost. But, like, that's kind of a thing. But Jack Jack, like, he outright just danced to Mozart. That's a bit more advanced. Like, he just has more developed, like, motor functions for a 1-year-old. And he can use biometric stuff. And he outright has a personality. So, that's a lot of evidence. But, you know, let's go back to that list of powers for a second. This is a lot of powers. He can think to switch between them. He has multiple powers, and he can, like, switch between them whenever he wants. Now, it could also just be that he's switching between them purely on accident every single time, but I think there's instances where it's definitely on purpose. Like, the fight with the raccoon. I mean, there were moments where that was, like, unintentional. Like, I think when he had, like, the jelly power thing, that looked like it was unintentional, but when he was trying to go for attacks, I think that was more intentional. So, kind of varies, but still definitely worth noting that he has so many powers and can kind of switch between them. That takes a lot, I'd imagine, especially for a 1-year-old. So, okay, he's smart, but could it be quantified? Now, I tried going to ChatGPT and asking could his intelligence be quantified. And it didn't really work. Like I asked it to help tell me how to do an IQ test. It didn't give me like a straightforward answer. I tried asking, what about if I was trying to determine IQ for a fictional character? And it wanted like traits. So I would give it that. And so here we go. This is like the rough description that describes everything. I said, this character is only 1 year old. This character has at least 15 different superpowers and seemingly knows how to toggle between them. This character has also learned to do biometric recognition such as handprint and knowing to speak, more accurately make baby noises into a microphone. This 1 year old is capable of walking. Yeah, that's another thing. Well, I did mention it, but like he's fully capable of that. This character has also danced to Mozart and has a general preference towards classical music. Yeah, I did forget to mention he generally prefers it. They did say it in the video. This is where it gets really important with ChatGPT. If we were to loosely conceptualize this character's mental capabilities, one might consider them to have a genius-level intellect, perhaps surpassing the cognitive abilities of the most advanced human prodigies. So, smarter than anyone on Earth. That's a pretty high bar. And, like, hearing that, my brain went to thinking about Rick from Rick and Morty, because he is a character that is basically supposed to have an intellect higher than anyone ever has. So, I tried to make that comparison. Yeah, I asked it the question of, like, assuming Jack chose to expand upon his knowledge in the future, would you go as far as to say an adult Jack could be on similar IQ level as Rick Sanchez? It didn't want to answer it, but I think I got it to answer it later. Yeah, this was like the closest thing. Like, if the narrative allowed Jack to evolve into a character with a focus on scientific pursuits, it's conceivable that he could achieve a level of intelligence compared to Rick Sanchez. It basically just said, like, if Jack were to focus on science, he would be Rick Sanchez level smart. So, now that we've established, like, okay, he's smart, he's capable of a lot, and he's capable in theory of Rick Sanchez level IQ. What's Rick Sanchez IQ? Because I didn't even think to look that up. Oh wait, never mind, I did. Oh, okay. 5,150? So yeah, I'm saying Jack could have an IQ of 5,150. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. He's just a baby who can grow into an adult with a 5,150 IQ. He could actually be smarter than Rick Sanchez, too, in theory. We don't know. We haven't seen this character grow up. He has a lot of potential. I don't even think Rick as an infant would have been at this level. Which is another thing to consider. So Jack, if he really focused on science, could probably surpass this, which would be absolutely ridiculous. Another thing I want to discuss is, where do I realistically think you could see this going storytelling-wise? I don't really think we're going to actually see a smarter than Rick Sanchez level adult Jack, because that makes a lot of assumptions about where they're going to write this character into. It's a possibility. I don't think it's the most likely one, though. I think the interesting route to take the character is to give him super intelligence, but the way we see this could be, oh, well, let's see a more grown-up version of all the characters, which is something people already want to see. One of the storytelling things they could do within that is say, okay, Jack has super intelligence, and his intelligence makes Dash and Violet a little bit envious because of their younger brother being smarter than both of them. So that could be an interesting plotline to explore. But another more interesting plotline is the Incredibles family have kind of this rule of don't use your powers, not in public. Like only use your powers when we're fighting evil with a mask on. And how do you constrain Jack to that? How do you constrain super intelligence with don't use your powers? You can't really do that. And what becomes like the ethics of that ability? I mean, that could be a really interesting plotline to explore. And I don't even think it's that likely that we end up seeing that, but it would be really cool if we did. So, yeah, that's about it. I just think Jack is crazy smart and has super intellect as a superpower. That's it. Thank you for watching.